So much neglect. I've just put you in the corner, kind of forgotten about you. I'm sorry. I hope it starts. Hello, I'm that James guy, and today we're going to change that. We're going to give my 2009 Suzuki DL650 V-Strom a little bit of overdue love. I bought this bike a few years back from a buddy of mine, and I've just kind of been riding it. I changed the oil once. I don't put many miles on it. I got new tires and a new chain and sprocket, but other than that, I've just been riding it, you know. Yeah, let me introduce you to the V-Strom first of all, and we'll go from there. Here it is in all its glory. Not much to show. It came with a whole bunch of accessories that are awesome. It's got hard bags that go on the side. I don't have them on now. Also a top case, a hard top case, all Jivy brand, all good stuff. It also has some farkles, like, you know, crash bars. No skid plate underneath, but still, you know. If you look at the odometer, it is an American bike. This was a US bike at first, and 79,149 miles on this thing, and it runs pretty good still. Well, perfect, I'd say. It's just, it does use a little bit of oil, maybe like a liter on a good long 800 to 1,000 mile trip, but otherwise, man, you know. So I have this pile of parts. We got some engine oil, we got some spark plugs, we got a filter, genuine Suzuki oil filter, and we have a air filter. I'm going to try and knock these off real quick here and kind of show you how it's all done. Hey, if you're ever going to check the coolant level, Suzuki is genius. They took this little brackety thing that holds the tank down, and there's two little holes underneath here that you put this in, and then it clips into this hole. So it just kind of acts as a prop rod for the gas tank. And then you can see the coolant tank is right underneath there, and we can check the level on it. It's kind of crazy that you have to go this far just to top up the coolant in the coolant tank on this bike, but it is what it is. We need to pull the tank even more apart, basically pull it right off in order to get the air filter on this thing. So we'll continue on. Okay, now we expose the air filter. Air filter box, air box, I guess you could say. Honestly, I've never had the air filter out of this thing, which is really embarrassing. Okay, the big unveiling. How dirty is it gonna be? Oh, it's underneath. Okay, that's the clean side. Let's just flip this over so that no nuts fall in the throttle bodies. Oh, that's not too bad. You can see in there. It's fine. Oh well, we have a new one. What's kind of funny here is that this air filter was in upside down. The old air filter says up, so that goes up. It was not up when we took it apart, so don't know if that makes much of a difference here, but yeah, up. Remember folks, up means up. Let's go on to the spark plugs. This engine has 2 spark plugs per cylinder. So, I've never seen them out before. I don't know what they're like on this bike. The factory toolkit that comes with the bike actually has a really good spark plug socket. So you can kind of get it in spots here. You can put a ratcheting wrench on it and get it out. Hey, that wasn't very tight. Is that bad? Thing about a spark plug socket is it has a rubber thing inside of it to hold the spark plug up in the socket once you pull it out, and to hold it in while you're getting it back into place. Like that. When you grab your new spark plug, you always want to check the gap. And that's right here. This gap in here, its spec is 30 thousandths of an inch. Here's my feeler gauge. And I will push it in, and you know what? It's nice and snug, so it seems like NGK has done this real good from the factory. And we don't have to really pay much attention to this. These are supposed to be 8 foot-pounds, which equals 96 inch-pounds. Yeah, this thing's shot. It's a good thing I'm doing this. Okay, the gap, again, is bang on. A lot of resistance there with a 30 thou feeler gauge. The front cylinder is both harder and easier. This one is pretty easy. You don't have to take anything apart to get at it. So let's do the easy one first. Wow, this one's also really mangled. It's like the top ones have been changed before, but the bottom ones haven't been. It's like somebody didn't know about them. The top spark plug in the front cylinder is awful to get to, so we need to remove the radiator a little bit. So all we need to do is take this bolt out. And now you can see we can actually kind of swing this thing a bit out of the way to give us a little bit more room. In the end, this isn't even as bad as I thought it would be. Anything with 6mm thread gets 90 inch-pounds. We'll double check the coolant level while we're here. And as you can see, right here, it's right on the money, so we don't have to add anything. So the spark plugs, the air filter are done. Now, we haven't even started it this year yet, so here we go. Let's see if it runs. Hey, look at that. You gotta love modern advancements like fuel injection. So what I'm gonna do now is just warm it up, and then we're gonna get onto the oil change. And then after that, we'll wash it. And it'll be ready to go for tonight. Okay, it's fully warmed up now. Best practice here is to drain the oil on the side stand, not the center stand, because the drain is on the edge, or on the side. This filter is pre-lubed on the seal, so we don't have to worry about doing that. It is a genuine Suzuki, just real good and tight by hand. It's good. And 15 foot-pounds on the drain plug. This jug is 4 liters. This thing's supposed to hold something like 2.9. So we'll just pour a bunch in and then we'll run it and check the oil level. So the owner's manual for checking the oil is a little bit vague. You're supposed to run it for a few minutes and then turn it off and wait 3 minutes before you check the oil. Not on the center stand and not on the side stand. It has to be both wheels on the ground, tilting the bike up till it's perfectly vertical, which is a little bit of a pain, but at least there's no dipstick, there's just a sight glass. Yeah, so I've ran it up for a few minutes. Yeah, we're waiting now our 3 minutes, and then we'll check. No more license plate expiry decals in BC. May as well do Betty's while I'm at it. One last thing. Now that the bike is clean, chain time. Yeah, chain wax. Got to get the chain warm first, so you always want to put this stuff on after a ride. I'm going to run it up on the center stand. This is another awesome thing about center stands. Some people don't like center stands. I do, because I'm going to run it up in high gear for a couple minutes and just let the chain warm up. And then we're going to spray it with some chain wax the easy way, and I'll show you that. He does a really good job of flinging the water out. Now watch this. So I went for a ride tonight with my buddies and it was awesome. It was so good to be out for the first time this year. I know it's late May. That's embarrassing. But the V-Strom was awesome. Ran great. No issues. Didn't let me down. So I think the love I put into it today paid off. And I expect it to pay off for the next while. So if this was even a little bit helpful to you, or even a little bit entertaining, please like the video, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.